What if I told you that I created a faceless Instagram profiles from zero and generated over $500,000 in passive income? Doesn't that sound impossible? That's exactly what I did, beginning with very little information, no fan base, and very few resources. I'm going to explain to you today how you may follow example and make Instagram a profitable business. I found myself at a crossroads 2 years ago. My 9-to-5 job felt more like a treadmill than a means of progress. After getting up, going to work, and returning home, I would browse Instagram and observe how other people appeared to be living their ideal lifestyles. It all appeared so far away. Businesses creating empires, influencers visiting faraway places, and inspirational stories motivating thousands. How do they do it? I asked myself. More importantly, could I ever succeed? Could I ever do that? I remember asking myself. It was a universe apart from my reality, like a dream. As I struggled to make ends meet in my tiny apartment, I wondered how I could escape the routine of my 9-to-5 job. Building a profitable internet business seems to be nearly impossible. I had no following, no experience, and I had no idea how Instagram's algorithms worked. But that night, a spark of hope flared within of me. I was sick of being stuck and sick of seeing other people lead the lives I had always wanted. While mindlessly scrolling one evening, I came upon a travel account. The words, "built from scratch," now making 6 figures in their profile truly grabbed my attention, even if the pictures were breathtaking. It struck me like a lightning bolt. Like me, this person had begun with nothing and was now living the dream. I had trouble sleeping that night. My head was overflowing with questions and thoughts. What if I was able to follow a similar path? I therefore made the decision to take a chance. I began learning everything I could about creating content for Instagram and growing my following. I researched articles, watched tutorials, and tried out ideas for hours. It wasn't simple. Nothing was working at first, and I felt like I was dumping stuff into a black hole. But I continued. I continued to modify my approach, improve my method, and grow from my errors. Then, over time, things started to change. It seemed like a major win when the first post truly started to get attention. Despite its diminutive size, it was an indication that my efforts were having an impact. My engagement began to increase after that. My confidence shot up, my content gained attention, and my following increased. What first seemed impossible became to feel like something I could truly conquer. I was aware that I was getting closer to making my passion a reality. A few months had passed since my Instagram account reached the 1 million follower threshold. Everything seemed to be going smoothly, and passive money was coming in. I had at last realized the goal for which I had worked. However, as they say, what goes up must come down, and I fell just as quickly as I rose. Views began to noticeably decline. I initially thought it to be a brief trouble, something small that would be resolved on its own. The decrease, however, continued. Things worsened. I could see it openly. My postings, which used to receive hundreds of likes, comments, and shares, were suddenly barely getting through to a small portion of their previous audience. My follower count was decreasing, and my real views were dropping. I quickly came to realize that there was a severe problem. I started trying to correct things as best I could. I examined my hashtags, publishing schedule, and content. I looked into all of the advice that the Instagram pros were sharing. However, nothing appeared to be effective. I thought I was losing all I had put so much effort into creating. The worst thing was when Instagram sent me a notification. A strike. Their community guidelines had been broken by my account. I was unaware of what happened. Was I wrong? However, the strike was genuine, and a brief posting ban followed. I remember feeling like everything I had fought so hard to achieve was slipping away as I sat there and stared at my screen. I started to get anxious when my Instagram revenue started to decline. How could I possibly get over this? The problem with setbacks is that they have the power to either strengthen or break you, and I wasn't going to let this be the end. I inhaled deeply before deciding to defend myself. I searched Instagram's community guidelines for hours to determine what went wrong. I discovered that I had mistakenly broken their regulations by posting something. Although it was a minor error, it had significant consequences. I realized I had to do something now. I appealed the strike, outlined the circumstances, and contacted Instagram's support staff. I had times when I wanted to give up. However, after what seemed like a lifetime, the strike was lifted and my appeal was accepted. Even though I was back in the game, things had changed. My views remained low, and I was having trouble getting back on track. But I changed my attention from focusing on the loss. I became aware that I had gained important knowledge. I made the decision to rename my strategy. I began trying out various content forms, interacting with my fans in a more genuine way, and keeping a closer eye on trends. Additionally, I started widening my approach by creating an email list, writing on other platforms, and looking for new methods to make money off of my work. Though it took some time, my opinions started to improve once more. My fans began to interact again, and my account gradually returned to its previous level of popularity. I learned from the experience that learning from your mistakes and remaining persistent are more important for success than just expanding your account. That collapse was one of the nicest things that had occurred to me. After that event, I was more informed, resourceful, and driven than ever to achieve. Therefore, don't freak out if you ever face a similar circumstance, whether it's a decline in views, a strike, or a whole loss of engagement. Step back, evaluate the circumstances, and create a recovery plan. Like any business, Instagram has its ups and downs, but consistency is the key to long-term success. And if you have the correct attitude, you can use any setback as a chance to improve. Today, I've created a number of anonymous Instagram profiles that together bring me over $500,000 in passive income annually. What's the best part? I didn't begin with a large budget, a fancy marketing degree, or even a lot of Instagram skill. I'm going to give an easy blueprint that I followed. This is your opportunity if you're prepared to take charge of your life and create something amazing. I made every beginner error in the book when I first started. I posted irregularly and chose a niche I wasn't passionate about. However, I eventually discovered the game's mysteries. The initial lesson: passion cannot be compromised. It must be about something you truly care about if you are going to invest the time and effort necessary to create an Instagram account. If not, you'll become demotivated before you notice any real advancement. Travel was that passion for me. I was attracted by the concept of traveling the world, despite the fact that I couldn't afford it. I began selecting stunning trip images from other artists and adding motivational words to them. For both myself and my fans, my account served as a getaway, not merely a repository of pictures. There is a niche on Instagram for everyone, which is its beauty. There is a market out there waiting for you, regardless of your niche, be it cuisine, personal finance, fitness, or even something so particular as plant care. Selecting a niche that interests you is important because you will be investing a significant amount of effort to producing material in this area. I needed tools to execute my idea after deciding on a niche. I didn't have the funds for pricey software or specialized equipment back then. Rather, I utilized low-cost or free programs like CapCut for video editing and Canva for post design. Canva is ideal for beginners because it provides templates that make it simple to create visually appealing designs. CapCut is perfect for editing reels, which are crucial for development in the current Instagram environment. Most individuals make the mistake of not knowing how Instagram's algorithm operates. 3 important indicators are given priority by Instagram: shares, saves, and watch time. The amount of time someone spends interacting with your material is measured by watch time. Shares show that people think your content is worthwhile to share with others, while saves suggest that it is valuable enough for someone to return. The first time one of my posts went viral is something I will always remember. The inspirational saying, "What if today was your last chance to start?" was set against a breathtaking sunrise. It was saved and shared thousands of times in a matter of hours. Overnight, my number of followers skyrocketed. That was an important moment. Making content that had a profound impact on people was more important than focusing only on the numbers. You need a plan if you want to produce viral content. A powerful hook, something that captures attention in the first second, is the backbone of every great post. One of my most well-liked blogs began with the bold headline, "The secret to success they don't want you to know." People stopped scrolling because of the big writing and striking colors. I then included slides with positive phrases that I had found using ChatGPT. When it comes to creating niche-specific content, this technology is amazing. The real magic happens in Reels. Reels have come to be the quickest method of audience growth on Instagram since the platform began giving them priority in order to compete with TikTok. In a matter of weeks, I have seen accounts with fewer than 10 postings gain hundreds of thousands of followers. In just 2 months, one of my Reels, a straightforward motivational video, attracted over 3 million views. The key? It was relatable and sharing. It wasn't showy or costly to create. I use programs like Midjourney for graphics and 11 Labs for voiceovers while making Reels. Midjourney produces beautiful AI-generated visuals, while 11 Labs allows you to produce voiceovers of professional level. The end product was an engaging film that inspired people to save and share it. I routinely review my posts before publishing them to see whether they would get attention. Are they going to want to share it or save it? Does it inspire feelings or offer value? I'll know I've got a winner if the response is yes. Also, consistency is essential. I initially promised to post every day. It wasn't always easy. On certain days, I felt dejected or uninspired. However, I was aware that the only way to gain pace was to be consistent. Posting eventually became second nature, and the outcomes were self-evident. The last and most interesting part of the problem was monetization. I will always remember my first Instagram profit. A tiny travel agency contacted me and offered to sponsor an article for $500. It seemed unreal. I've changed my game since then by learning how to contact brands directly. I look for social media managers at businesses in my niche on LinkedIn. I then message them to introduce my page and myself. Here's an example. Hey Anna, I manage the travel-loving Instagram account at TravelDreams101, which has over 100,000 active followers. I was wondering if your business would be interested in working together as I am currently scheduling ad spots for the month of June. Tell me, thank you. This communication highlights my value and is concise and professional. I've negotiated offers totaling thousands of dollars per post over the years. I've never received more than $5,000 for a single post. Affiliate marketing is another frequently ignored method of making money. You can get paid a commission for each sale made using your affiliate link if you promote goods or services that fit your niche. For example, I made thousands of dollars by promoting a travel gear company's items to my audience. Freedom is what I've gained from this adventure, more than money. Freedom to follow my passions, work from anywhere, and spend more time with my loved ones. It takes time to build a great Instagram account. You must be consistent, learn from your mistakes, and show up every day. There has never been a better moment to start making money from your Instagram account than right now. Who knows? Perhaps one day you'll be the one telling your tale and encouraging others to follow their aspirations.